Mennonites in Argentina's southern Patagonia region, members of Iglesia Evangelica Mennonita Argentina, or the Argentine Mennonite Church, provide one model of what radical discipleship looks like in a mission-centered church. They center life on Jesus through worship and prayer. Argentine Mennonites go where people are, instead of waiting for people to come to them. Damian and Marta Reyes left their urban home and moved to Chosmalá in the foothills of the Andes Mountains with their 2 daughters. They support themselves through making uniforms and printing logos on them. In his dedication to meet people where they are, Damian scans the mountainsides with a monocle to see if ranchers are home before beginning the rugged trek that can take hours. He can usually travel by car, but sometimes needs to finish the trip on horseback or on foot. Argentine Mennonites contextualize Jesus' message so it can be heard as good news, though in the Andean foothills, biblical images parallel everyday life.
El lugar geográficamente es bastante parecido a Israel, y como es un lugar donde hay gente que cría animales, entonces cuando uno explica lo del corral, o una casa sentada sobre la roca, o árboles junto a corrientes de agua, son elementos naturales que uno puede usar y puede explicar mejor la Biblia.
Argentine Mennonites unite for mission despite different faith expressions. Pastor Edgardo Sanchez says, "Here in the Argentine Mennonite Church, we have diversity, conservative and liberals, traditional and charismatic. In some other denominations, this would cause division, but we are tolerant and work at peace building and solving differences. We have to work together to accomplish our missionary vision." Argentine Mennonites decentralize to create energy and vision for mission. Edgardo Sanchez goes on to say, "Each zone is in charge of its own projects and administration. I think this was a good decision that helped reinforce the evangelistic vision. We have a strong team where everyone's gifts can be used. Church leaders who are employed during the week consecrate weekends to church work. We engage the youth in apprenticeships. These potential leaders accompany experienced church workers on hospital visits and mission trips." Argentine Mennonites commit to measurable mission vision. In 1996, the 4 Mennonite churches in Patagonia embraced the missionary vision of planning 1 new congregation each year. Edgardo Sanchez explains, 11 years later, 22 potential churches were in various stages of development. God had doubled what originally seemed a daring venture. Although we, as church leaders, tended to focus on urban centers, God also led us to little places off the beaten track that didn't make sense to us. However, following God's call was the most important thing. The Patagonia Mission Project is just one of 4 regional mission endeavors of the Argentine Mennonite Church. We already have the southernmost Mennonite church in the world, but in the next 5 years we will go further to the ends of the earth. We have only 1,500 kilometers to go to Ushuaia, a bustling port city at the tip of Argentina, near Antarctica. Argentine Mennonites start small and grow as God blesses their mission activity. The Argentine Mennonites meet in whatever building has the capacity to hold the number of people gathered for worship. Often beginning in homes, they move to former bars or schools as more space is needed for new believers who join the church. When the numbers in a new congregation are sufficient to buy building materials, members begin simple construction with their own hands and their own money. Argentine Mennonites begin with few resources in a posture of vulnerability and faith. An old bus was repaired and named Lazarus because it was resurrected so many times from mechanical demise. Some of today's churches began in locations where Lazarus broke down, necessitating conversations about repairs that moved into the reasons for traveling that led to sharing about Jesus' love and salvation. Yerba Mate, the tea that fuels smooth social interactions in many southern Latin American countries, provides another missionary strategy. Empty thermoses create a need that most Argentines gladly fulfill. Since mate is a shared drink, strangers begin to talk about what is important in their lives as they pass the mate gourd around in a form of communion.
The church here in Patagonia has a really strong vision for missions, and they have missionaries and church plants in all the local towns around Chile except Belisli. And so we've gone there about 4 or 5 times now, and we bring our empty mate thermoses and go and meet new people and start building connections. We had our car broke down at one point, and at first thought, oh no, what a burden this is that we're stuck in this town and our car's broken down. But it ended up being a way for us to meet a new person in the town who heard our story and heard our vision for the town, to work with the children there and to start a new work of God, and he was open to that.
Argentine missionaries guide church planning in Illinois. Mennonite Mission Network and its predecessor agencies have served God in Argentina since 1917. 80 years later, a new mission partnership between Mennonite churches in Patagonia and Illinois has breathed fresh life into existing congregations and rekindled fervor for missions in both North and South America. In 2004, the Patagonia churches sent Juan and Amory Sieber and their family as mission mentors to work with Illinois congregations.
Estuvimos 2 años en Illinois. Juancito estuvo compartiendo de cómo plantar iglesias allí. Estuvo compartiendo, reuniéndose primeramente con un grupo de hermanos. Se reunían a las 6 de la mañana a orar y empezaron a orar por la gente que no conoce al Señor en Illinois.
On September 8, 2007, Juan Sieber and his son David joined Illinois Mennonites in singing out their faith on a corner of the busiest intersection in Lebanon, Illinois. Later that day, a new meeting place was dedicated in Mount Vernon, Illinois. In emphasizing the need for prayer and an intimate relationship with the master of the church, Juan Sieber says, the church has to recognize that it's not just about finding a strategy. Any strategy can work if we operate with the love of Jesus.